Today we're going to demonstrate the new organizational multi-tenancy features of AI Telemetry. Let me show you what I mean. Here in AI Telemetry, I'm assigned to a group called tenant nar get, which means I have read access to access the nar tenant. So what is nar? If you go to research.redhat.com and let's scroll down to the article about Red Hat IBM Research announced the selection of nar deep partnership projects. So these are AI projects funded by the National Science Foundation. And there's an article about it. And there's several projects going on: model merging for code LLMs, evaluating and improving large language models to automated software testing, adaptive KV cache compression for agentic AI, effective memory offloading for cost energy efficient foundation model training, building reliability and transaction semantics for LLM agents, interpreting Clearbox, interpreting and improving multimodal LLMs, multimodal semantic routing for VLLM, and time series data agent, an agentic system with foundation models for multimodal data. So these are several projects that we want to group together as a tenant so that the managers of the nar project can easily access observability and dashboards showing all of their projects as a group and also individually. So let me show you how that works. In AI Telemetry, if I'm part of this group or if I'm an admin, I will be able to access the tenant nar. So you see this tenant nar. I click on this and then it puts all of the projects together in a list and it reports some health checks, which is good because yesterday I noticed there was one project that had some pod restarts and another one that had full PVCs, which has been resolved. So that's really cool to see. And then we have some memory usage stats, total memory usage in terabytes, and also CPU usage, and then the quota. I might rearrange these graphs. It might make more sense to have the percent memory usage up here by the memory. Anyway, we have these graphs here, and we have GPU utilization, all kinds of interesting GPU going on, especially in the last 2 days. So percent of GPU, that's the, okay. So then if I go to the projects page, you can see just these projects. Now, this AI telemetry is built with fine-grained access control. So if I go to the Keycloak, so this is OpenShift, and I'll show you where this application is running. If I go to AI Telemetry, here are the AI Telemetry pods. There's 3 replicas running the AI Telemetry site and one worker pod. And this one does the import process that's always checking for updates, checking project updates and cluster updates, and importing anything new and updating information over time. So it stays busy repeating importing processes. And then AI Telemetry also uses the Prometheus Keycloak Proxy. So when you look at these metrics, These metrics are proxy requests that use the same access control that I have. So tenant nar get. Let me show you how this works. So I open up this request, and this contains the metrics for this dashboard here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Keycloak running in our observability cluster here. So networking routes, this is our Keycloak instance, and I go to not the master realm, but the NERC realm, and I go to users, and I go to my user, and I go to my groups. And so I'm part of this tenant nar get. So I'm going to leave this nar tenant. And then if I try to make this same request, it says forbidden. This is the Prometheus Keycloak Proxy, which uses the same permissions to, on every request, to check, does this user have access to these resources? And the resources are specified as individual namespaces here. So it checks all of these namespaces to see if I have access to all of them. And if I do, then it will let the query go through. If I don't, then we get forbidden. And similar, if I'm on the projects page here and I refresh, now no project found. I can't access those projects anymore. But I want to show you how many projects we actually have. So I'm going to join the group admin, and as the admin, then I can see all 620 projects, and I can also access all the metrics. And I also have access to all the clusters and all the ACM hubs and all the tenants, which is one. So this is fine-grained access control with multi-tenancy at the organization level. We also have multi-tenancy at the hub level, the cluster level, and the project level. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm on the projects page and I have 620 projects. If in Keycloak, I leave the group admin and join the group NERC OCP prod, then this is the one, and then I refresh, and then 620 goes down to 195 in the prod cluster. And then if I leave the group prod and join the group let's see. Oh, it was MOC. Let's see, hub MOC. I should get more than 195. Oh, I think I did the wrong one. Let me check. Oh, yeah, that one's, this one's a mistake. I should delete that one. Sometimes I do some testing that fails. Hub MOC. Where's the right one? That one is hard to find. Well, let me do this one. In a box. dev. Hub, inbox dev. Man. Okay, this is the right one. Join. Then I only see 31 projects. So that's the hub level. Red Hat Advanced Cluster Management hubs manage multiple clusters. And so I can only see the clusters that are on inbox dev, and I can only see the projects running on inbox dev. So that is the hub level, the cluster level, and then the individual project level. So I'm going to leave the hub level and join the group TS data, which is one of the NAIR projects that I am helping to support. And then I refresh this and we get TS data agent metrics here. So we only have access to one project now. I only have access to one project. Now I want to show you that I can join a different group like AI Telemetry. Okay, so I have two AI Telemetry projects, one on the test cluster and one on the prod cluster. So I'm going to join these, and then you can see that now I have access to observability on 3 different projects from 2 different clusters. So there's like so many different ways a user could be configured for multi-tenancy. It's super flexible. The reason it's super flexible is because we use standards like Keycloak Authorization Services. I highly recommend learning about Keycloak Authorization Services because they're super powerful for controlling access and granting permissions to groups or individual users or doing multi-tenancy like this. So so this creates a very useful multi-tenant environment where you can bring on multiple organizations at the same time and grant levels of fine-grained access control, which is really valuable. So I hope this was valuable to you to watch this video, and thanks for watching.